I want to share with you some of the tips that people are using nowadays to get approved for the Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature Credit Card. Of course, we are speaking about the PenFed Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature Card. And those are very wonderful hacks that people are using, and they're getting approved like crazy. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka, and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about the PenFed Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature. So I want to share with you a few hacks that people are using to actually get approved like crazy. But before I get into the hacks, let me first give you an overview. What are the cards we are talking about? So we're talking about the Power Cash Rewards credit card. Okay, so this is a card that is great in terms of cashback. So when you think about cashback and you are thinking about a PenFed credit card, this is a card for you. Why? Because with this card you can earn either 1.5% or 2% back on all purchases depending on your eligibility. Very important. Okay, now you got to be part of something called the PenFed Honors Advantage program. You got to be a member of that program so that you can benefit from the cashback rewards on this credit card and actually earn 2%. Okay, remember that you also need to become a member of PenFed. This is really important. What we love here is that you need to actually what we love here, the card offers truly great introductory incentives. This is very important. In other words, basically, if you can have a 0% intro APR for 12 months on balance transfers, okay, when you sign up for the card. And after that, the card actually charges you 17.99% in terms of APR. And the card also features a decent sign-up bonus, which is $100 statement credit after you spend $1,500 in purchase transactions within the first 90 days of account opening. So really, this is really good. One thing we love here is that there is a sizable list of discounts for PenFed members, including savings on home and auto insurance, car rentals, and more. So here you have it. Okay, so membership within PenFed comes with discounts on this card, and what we love here is that if you use the card properly, if you make sure that you are using the card properly, not only in your everyday purchases but also in your repayment strategy, you can actually get a higher limit on this card. So here you have it. Okay, very important. It's important to know this. So if you don't want to be denied for this card, if you want to be always approved, make sure that you remember that the card is a cashback credit card. Number one. And number two, you want to open a PenFed Access America account so you can become an Honors Advantage program member. Very important. So the first thing you want to think about is your income. So my question to you is, how much are you making right now, boss? How much are you making right now? Are you earning 100,000 a year? 50,000, 25,000, where you earn, what is your income? Now, the thing here is that with this card, the minimum income they will accept is $18,000. That's number one. And number two, you have to be employed at your current company for more than 6 months. So those are really important. Okay, so those are two criteria. So minimum income, based on our research, and we have researched extensively on this card. Based on our research, $18,000 gross income every year, and you have to be employed at your current company for more than 6 months. So if you actually qualify, if you actually can fit those two elements within your let's say your profile, this is really good. One thing we want to make sure also is that make sure that you actually fill the income information on your credit card application properly, because PenFed is going to check all that. Okay, never lie on your credit card application. It is a federal crime. Don't do that. Okay. Do not exaggerate income. Very important. Do not fake employment. Do not put false employment, because again, PenFed is going to verify your employment. They're going to verify your pay. Okay, so those are things you want to do. And one thing I want to say here is that once you are approved for this card, please make sure that you update your income information often. So let's say you after 1 year or 2 years you get promoted and you get a pay raise, right? You're making more money. Well, go ahead, go back to PenFed and notify them that you are currently making more money now, so that they can increase your limits. Okay, so this is very important. And one thing I also want to say here is that you constantly want to be in a situation where you are repaying whatever you charge on the car. So your income plays an important role in that. Now, one thing we have seen people do also is that they can actually co-apply for this card. In other words, you can say, husband and wife, so they both are using their income. So if the man is making 40 grand and the woman is making 50 grand or 60 grand or vice versa, then in aggregate, they have $100,000 to actually produce, to actually represent in terms of income. So this will actually improve their odds of approval. So this is totally possible, totally possible. I want to talk to you now about the recency of your PenFed membership. This is really important. A lot of people don't think about those things, but this is really important. Do not apply for this Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature card if your membership is too recent. Now the thing here is that if you have excellent credit, then you can apply. But if you have bad credit, if you have fair credit, then you really want to think about fixing those things on your credit report before applying for this credit card. And so how long is good? Well, 3 to 6 months. So if they approve your membership, let's say today, you want to wait for 3 months at least before applying for the Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature. That way, you are taking the time to actually clean your record. You're taking the time to actually beef up your relationship with PenFed. I will speak about that later on, but it's important. Time really is important here, and make sure in that time that there are no negative NSF event. No negative events. This is really important. We're speaking about NSF, non-sufficient funds. So this is things like overdrafts. Okay, you want to maintain a positive. You want to maintain no check systems file. You don't want to have a check system file. This will actually be detrimental to your chances of being approved for this card. Okay, and so overall, this is the strategy you need to think about. So big decision time, boss. I want to have your opinion here. How recent is your membership into PenFed? Have you been a long-time member or are you a recent member? So what is your strategy for actually in terms of spacing out your credit card applications, specifically for this Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature? Talk to me about that. When was the last time you applied for a PenFed credit card? When was the last time you applied for a credit card in general? Okay, those are important because PenFed is going to actually evaluate your application frequency. Because unfortunately, whether you are financially desperate or not, the closer your applications, the higher they think of you as financially desperate. So you definitely don't want to do that. You would definitely want to space out your credit card applications. You definitely want to think about your credit card applications strategically. This is important. This is what's going to put you in another category. Okay, so those are really, really, really important. And one thing I want to say also is that you always want to space out your credit card application, let's say by 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months, with the sweet spot being 6 months. Let me talk to you now about your DTI and CUR. Boss, cuz I'm talking to you. Father, mother, grandpa, grandma, I'm talking to you. So we are here discussing the Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature, and we're trying to find ways to actually be approved for this card all the time. So we want to talk about your debt to income ratio and your credit utilization ratio. Those are important elements. Dad, uncle, aunt, I'm talking to you. The thing is, if you are trying to, first of all, do not apply for this card if your DTI and CUR are above 40 to 45%. Totally, no, don't do it. Okay, you will be denied, or if you get approved, you will get a tiny ass limits. Something you don't want. Either scenario is not good for you, because if you get this Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature with the 1,000 credit limits, what are you going to do about it? So you definitely want to get 5 grand. You want to target 10 grand on this card. So one thing I want to say here is that you want to be in a situation where you live within your means. Okay, this is really important, and you actually want to lower your debt to income ratio systematically. So when we talk about above 40% not being good, what is good then? Good is below 30%. excellent is below 20%. Anything single digit is just stellar. And that's what you want to be anyway. Okay. So the whole thing here is that you basically want to increase the amount you paid monthly towards your debt. Remember that extra payments can help lower your overall debts more quickly. We're speaking here about your DTI, right? You want to avoid taking more debts. You want to postpone large purchases so you are using less credit. And this is what I want you to have. I want you to be in a situation where you are constantly thinking about your expenses, especially the larger ones, the one that have a pivotal impact on your FICO score and your credit limits and your DTI and your CUR, okay? And you want to recalculate your debt to income ratio monthly to see if you are making progress. Very important. So we want to be in a dynamic situation. We don't want to be in a lethargic situation. Okay. We don't want to be in sclerosis. We want to be active. We want to be dynamic. This is really important. And if you want to lower your CUR, the advice is kind of similar. So you want to pay off your balance more than once a month. You want to live within your means. You want to request a higher credit limits so that you can increase your overall limits. So credit card. Credit cards plays a preeminent role in your DTI and CUR. So boss, my question to you is, how many credit cards do you have? And what balance are you keeping on those credit cards, if any? Let's talk about banking. So banking is kind of important. So let's say we are actually trying to get the Power Cash Rewards Visa signature, right? So this is today's topic. And do not apply if you have not solidified your banking report with PenFed. This card is kind of important. And so do not apply if you have not solidified your banking report, your banking relationship with PenFed. This is really important. I mean, a lot of people just underestimate the importance of a relationship banking. A lot of y'all right now are maybe just they're just the basking in what we call transactional banking with PenFed. In other words, you have a in and out. You have a in and out. You have cash inflows, cash outflows, cash inflows, cash outflows, with no specific direction in the kind of path you want to take for your relationship. This is not really the good path to have. You need to build a relationship with PenFed, but you need to think about it beforehand. So things don't happen randomly. You gotta initiate them. Cause and effect. It's all about logic. It's all about having a code, having a formula. Okay. So when we talk about having a relationship with PenFed, first of all, you want to keep a positive banking record. I spoke earlier about making sure you never have any overdrafts. You never have any NSF events. I mean, you can have one in a long while. It's okay. Things happen, whatever. But you definitely don't want to make this like a habit. Not at all. Not at all. You want to also think about the number of accounts that you have with them. Okay, how many accounts you have with them? How diverse are your accounts? This is really important. Okay, do you only have a checking account and savings account, or do you have more than that? And this goes back to what I said earlier about wealth management. What I said about wealth management being close to your financial responsibility, which is close to your FICO score, which is close to how you are able to manage your credit card applications. Those things are related. They are correlated. It's very important. So your IRAs, or do you have an IRA with PenFed? Do you have a CD with PenFed? A certificate of deposit. So money, uncle. And I'm talking to you. Where are you keeping your money? Are you saving a lot with PenFed, or are you just keeping your cash at another institution? Because if you're trying to get this cashback credit card, you better actually allocate some of your cash with PenFed. You better really be serious about it and be active about it. This should not be a passive thing that just happens randomly. No, you have to initiate it. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. We are also having a conversation about the Power Cash Rewards Visa signature, and I'm just sharing with you a few hacks that will get you approved in no time. Okay, no time. Let's talk about your FICO score. Your FICO score is important. If you are currently a PenFed member, you are able to monitor your FICO score, your credit score, let's say monthly, okay, which is great. But if you don't have access to their free FICO score monitoring system, depending on the state you are applying from, then you can actually just go to a free service such as Credit Karma, such as Nerd Wallet, such as the Wallet Hub. Unfortunately, those services, they actually collect your data and they just feed you with crazy ads all the time. So we really don't like them. But hey, listen, if you want to have access to your credit score, go ahead and do that. What about you can also make sure that you check a website called annualcreditreport.com that allows you to check your credit score once a year or whenever you are denied a credit product. Those are really important. So when we talk about checking your credit score, it's all about making sure that your score is decent. First of all, do not apply for this card if your FICO score is below 500. Do not apply. You're not going to be approved, okay? And so when we talk about making sure you have a decent FICO score, we're speaking about making sure you are above 600. 650 is the sweet spot. 650 is kind of cool, okay? So you want to be in a situation where you are constantly improving your FICO score. You are checking your credit reports for accuracy, right? And you want to pay your credit cards or your revolving lines of credit or your loans on time all the time. Son, daughter, those are things you have to do. You have to pay your credit products all the time. You have to pay on time all the time, okay? And you want to also be in a situation where you are actually lowering your credit utilization ratio. I just talked to you about that. You need to lower your CUR. Very important. And if you have accounts that have been sent to collections, please take care of them. You want to take care of those accounts. Do not ignore them, okay? And if you are able to be in a situation where you can optimize your account age, credit mix, and credit inquiries, also do that. So it's all about being cognizant of the steps you are making to improve your FICO score. So nothing happens randomly. You gotta actively take steps to improve your FICO score. Let me give you a few pro tips before we actually close to this conversation. It's really important if you want to increase your chances of getting the Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature credit card from PenFed, that you need to actually have a formula. You need to take a step by step. And this is not just for this credit card, but we are speaking about credit cards in general. Okay, I want to insist on the fact that having a formula for approval is really important. Having a code that you follow no matter what is important. So here is the code. Here is our formula. You want to know your credit score and what it means. In other words, you want to understand whether you are at 650, you are at 700, you are at 725, you are whatever you are. You really need to understand what kind of category you're in. And we are talking about not just one credit, not one credit bureau, but all three of them. You want to know your score at TransUnion. You want to know your score at Experian. You want to know your score at Equifax. And this is really important, okay? So you can see the discrepancy, the dichotomy between all those three credit scores. Very important. And you want to know where your FICO score is at, where your Vantage score or your Vantage score 3.0 is at. Very important. And you want to think about your needs also. What about your needs? Okay, because you want to make sure that you actually are looking for a cashback credit card. Because this Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature from PenFed, it is a cashback credit card. So are you currently looking for a cashback credit card, or are you just looking for a credit card? Okay. And one thing you also need to pay attention to is that you need to know that you are comfortable with the terms of the credit card. We're speaking about the balance transfer fees, the cash advance fees, the penalty fees, the rewards rate. Okay, if there is a welcome bonus, and what about pre-approval? Pre-approval is also important. So we always want to systematically and reflexively see if we can get pre-approved for any credit card, especially this PenFed Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature card, because we are trying to preserve our FICO score. So pre-approval is kind of cool because it gives you a soft pull, so you can gauge your chances of approval before actually applying. And also think about a repayment strategy. Have a repayment strategy before you apply for this card, because you want to be sure that whatever you charge on the card, you can pay it in full at the end of the month. Okay. And last but not the least, you want to think about the best way to apply for this credit card. Okay, you can apply on PenFed's website. You can apply in person, at a PenFed, at the nearest PenFed branch. If you live in the vicinity of one, you can apply over the phone, or you can apply through the mail. In other words, you can reply to a pre-qualification offer that you get through the mail. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was actually talking to you about the Power Cash Rewards Visa signature. So I shared with you a few steps that will actually help you in terms of being approved. Okay, so those hacks are getting people approved like crazy. So I explained to you that I gave you an overview about this card. I talked about income, the recency of your account, the DTI and CUR, your banking relationship, your FICO score, and I gave you a few pro tips. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.